At it again this morning on the morning commute. Happy to report that we had a better night and a better morning, and I'm in better spirits. So I'm here to motivate and inspire you and excite you and get you pumped up this morning, back like I usually do. So today I want to talk about failure not being an option. That failure cannot be an option for you if you want to be successful in any area of your life. And so I want to talk about a concept that you have to understand, you have to realize, and that's if you're not where you want to be in life right now. And I'm not talking to the people that are satisfied with their lives. I'm not talking to the people that are comfortable where they are. I'm talking about the people that want more, that want better, are not happy where they are, need to make a change. So you are where you are in life right now, not because of who you are, but because you're not who you need to be. You know, you need to be that person 5 years from now that is going to be a great success. You need to be that person. You need to step into that person now, and you will transform your life and transform into who you need to be. And so there are all sorts of reasons why you're not the person that you need to be. A lot of it has to do with what you've been told all your life. I mean, the one thing that I love about, the motivation world is you get people constantly telling you that you can be successful, that you can be positive, that that you are worth something, where the rest of the world routinely tells you that you're garbage, that you can't succeed, that you can't do all of these things. And I heard a great story this morning. Thanks so much for jumping on, guys. Let's see who's on here. Daniel, buddy, what's up, baby? Good to see you. Johnny, Heather. I got two DA awesome people. So glad you guys jumped on this morning. I appreciate it. I want to share a great story I heard with you. And, much of what I talk about, I put it into my own words. I put it into my own life. But especially the stories, I love to relate some of the stories that touched me, that I think will touch other people. And this one's from Les Brown. And he talks about there were two kids playing out on a frozen pond. And he talks about how... let me just get over here. He talks about how one of the boys was getting further and further out on the ice, and the ice fractured, and the boy fell into the freezing cold water. And the other boy started scrambling and trying to get a hold of his friend, but every time his friend reached up, he seemed to get further and further away. So that boy, the friend above the ice, is freaking out, trying to figure out how's he going to get his friend out. And he runs over back to a big giant tree and grabs a huge, monstrous branch and breaks it off the tree and goes back over to his friend. And his friend's now under the water, under the ice. And he starts to beat the ice with the giant branch. And he's smashing the ice as hard as he can, finally breaks through in the area where his friend is. And he puts that branch into the water and pulls his friend up out of the water. And the paramedics came. And the paramedics are wondering, how did this little scrawny kid, with no one around, no one to help him, how did this little scrawny kid go over to this big giant tree and bust off this huge branch, and then go over to the ice and beat the ice until it broke, and pull up his friend out of the freezing cold water? How did this little scrawny kid do all of this? And there was an old man nearby, and the old man said, I know how he did it. And the old man turned to the paramedic and said, he did it because no one was there to tell him that he couldn't. And that's such a powerful story, because the world tells us all that we can't do. The world tells us all about why we can't do things, why we're not good enough, why we're not smart enough, why we don't have enough money, why we come from the wrong side of the tracks, why we're the wrong skin color, why we're the wrong gender, why we're the wrong sexual preference, whatever. You know, the world wants to put you down. The world wants you to be average. The world wants you to be mediocre. And if you're okay with that, then fine. But, you know, most of us are not okay with that. And I don't think that you should be okay with that. And if you are okay with that, I think you need to look inside yourself, because you know what? I honestly believe that we were meant for greater things. I honestly believe that we were meant to live an abundant lifestyle. We were meant to have everything we want to have. We were meant to do everything that we want to do. And the only way that you make that happen is when failure is not an option. Failure cannot be an option. I also love the story of how you win a war in a foreign land is you take the ships over to that foreign land, and then you burn the boats, you burn the ships that brought you there. Because then failure is not an option. The only way you survive is you win that war. Because there's no going back. There is no plan B. That's how you win. That's how you succeed. You cannot have failure as an option. And when failure is not an option, you'll do what it takes. You'll kill yourself to do what it takes to get to your goal or your dream or your success or your vision. And so be like that kid trying to figure out how to pull his friend up out of the ice. And know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And don't listen to people around you that tell you you can't do something. Because you can do anything that you put your mind to. There is no upper limit. There is no limitation on what you're capable of doing. There's only one limitation, and that's what's up in here. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you will. You won't. You know, all right, that didn't make sense. But, you know, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I'm getting at. So, failure cannot be an option. You know, lots of people ask me, my God, Mark, you have an oral surgery practice. You know, you're already a business owner. You've got a staff. You make good living. Why on earth do you want to do this internet marketing thing? And although much of that is true, I have my own reasons. But, you know, it's my new passion. It's my new drive. It's the reason I get up in the morning, because I want to be successful in this. I want to have the lifestyle, too, that comes with it. Don't get me wrong. This is all about lifestyle. But, you know, I could be very content where I am. I could be very satisfied with my life where I am. But I want more. I always want more. And if you don't want more, you can always get your life to the next level. You can always take your business, your success, your, you know, whatever it is that you want out of life, you can take it to another level. And I realized that, you know, I wanted to take my life to another level. I wanted to be there for my kids. I wanted to live a laptop lifestyle. I want to do the things that other people can't do. You know, if you guys watch my Facebook posts, you're going to be seeing, you know, I go to Orlando for the next event. I'm going to be staying in a 25,000 square foot mansion. It's going to be awesome. I think some of the people on here might be staying there. I'm guessing Daniel's going to be there. I'm not sure about Heather. Heather, I know you probably want to be. But, you know, the way that you do that is by having great success. And the only way you have great success is you don't get lucky and fall into great success. You work your tail off and you do whatever it takes. You know, I spent the last 2 nights up till 1 in the morning working on stuff, and got up at 6 to get my kids ready for school and get, you know, my son off to the hospital. You do whatever it takes. You step up, and you know, because failure is not an option for me. I will not accept that I will not achieve 6 figures a month. I will. It's just a matter of how quickly I'm going to get there. And how quickly I get there is completely and directly related to the work level that I put in. You know, if I'm not happy with my current income level in the business or otherwise, then I have the ability to change that by working harder. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what many of us in Digital Altitude and many of us in other business opportunities are doing. So I want more out of life, and I'm not willing to settle for mediocrity. You know, I'm not comfortable being ordinary. I choose to be extraordinary. I choose for people to look at my life and my lifestyle and say, holy crap, I want what he has. That's where I want to be, and that's where I will be, because failure is not an option. So I hope you guys got something from this. I hope you guys stop listening to the naysayers. Stop listening to the people that want to steal your dreams. You know, I've mentioned this before, your family, because they love you and they want what's best for you, inadvertently are your biggest dream stealers. Your friends that care about you are your biggest dream stealers. You know, they don't want you to take a chance. They don't want you to risk failure. They don't want to see you get hurt. And unfortunately, I told my son this morning. You know, he forgot to do some things that we've been asking him to do for several weeks now. You know, we told him last night that if he didn't, you know, turn his fan off in the morning and remember to turn the light out and this and that and the other thing, that he was going to lose his iPad. And this morning he didn't do it, and he lost his iPad, and he was crying. And you know, I said to him, I said, and unfortunately he's young, so he doesn't quite understand this quite yet, but I said, you know, this pain that you're feeling right now, this is what you want to remember when you wake up tomorrow and you don't feel like, or you don't remember to do the things that, you know, we've asked you to do. And what I wanted to tell him, unfortunately he's only 10, it's hard to get this across to a 10-year-old, is unfortunately our pain is what helps us to grow. Our pain makes us more than we were before. And you know, that's sometimes what it takes. You've got to step outside your comfort zone. You've got to become uncomfortable. You have to step outside that comfort zone to become something greater than you are right now. And you have to be willing to risk failure. And you know what? We're all going to fail many, many times. But the victors, the successful people in life, the truly great ones, fail over and over again and keep getting up. You know, I love the Rocky reference. You know, how many times can you get punched in the mouth and keep coming back strong? How many times can you get knocked down and keep getting back up? You know, dazed and confused, but you get back up and you keep fighting. That's what it takes. That's what it takes to be a monster in the industry. That's what it takes to be a success in any area of your life, is a tenacity and a unwillingness to give up, and the Rocky thing where, you know, you just keep getting knocked down and you keep getting back up. And you have to be willing to risk failure, and don't listen to the naysayers, even though they have your best interest at heart. They don't honestly understand what it's going to take for you to become great. So I'm here. Thanks so much for listening, guys. I appreciate you as always, and look forward to catching you on tomorrow's commute. Take care of yourselves. Go out and have a great day. Thanks so much, guys, for jumping on. Hopefully I got everybody. Oh, Mahesh, good to see you, buddy. Mahesh was the winner of our previous Motivation Dealer contest, so appreciate you, buddy. And Daniel, Johnny, Heather, guys, thank you all so much for showing up and checking this out, and I will catch you tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day.